Welcome to the final part of Module 1. This is part 3, and what we'll be doing in this part of the module is that we'll be looking at inputting data into HTML5 forms. So first things first, I'm going to open up Google Chrome. We're going to first go to our younginvaders.net.au/HTML editor. And what I'm going to quickly do, I'm going to open up blogs. There we go. So basically this is a form, right? In this form you have little areas where you can input text. You're able to select stuff. You're able to put radio buttons. You're able to put checkboxes as well. And you have a submit button here, or a button that helps you get whatever you need. Now, this button here takes all the data that you've inputted here and submits all that data to a certain link or to a certain part of the web page. And on the Young Invaders server, this is all recorded. This is the same for any other website. Now, what I'm going to do in our HTML editor, we're going to look at how to make some of these, like how to make these little input text, radio buttons, and checkboxes. We'll start with the input text. To write this, it's all in one tag, so it doesn't have like a p and /p. It's not anything like that. What you do, you write input type equals. So what we're saying is that the type of input, because we're inputting data, right? The type of input we want is text. And then placeholder. What a placeholder is basically, if I go here, you see how it says please add your questions / comments? This is our placeholder. So if I go here, placeholder equals. For now, I'll say this is placeholder text. If I run this code, just like over here, we're able to put text in here. This is text. Text. This is where all of our text is inputted, right? But here's the thing. If we input text, and then if I click enter, nothing will happen. That's because all the code is reading is that we're inputting numbers here, and it doesn't know where to input all these values. So what we do, we're going to write form action equals, and then over here you got to put a URL where the data is going to be inputted to. And I'm going to actually use one that was used in another school, which is this, http://freecatphotoapp.com/submit-cat-photo. This is only an example. And then over here we put /form. So now when a web browser is reading this code, it'll know that this, when I click enter, or if there's a submit button, when I click that submit button, what it'll do is that it knows it needs to submit all of this data here to this link over here. So all this data will be sent here. So if I run the code, I write test, enter, you'll see that all the data has been put into there. Now I'm going to run the code again. That was weird. I reloaded the page because for some reason it wasn't going back. So now we've already done this. Now that we have this form here, run the code. We have a little placeholder text. So how do we add a button? To add a button, what you do, we'll click enter and we'll make sure that this is separated from all of this, just so that's easier to write our code. Cool. Inside, we're going to put something called a button. We're going to write button type. So the type of button is equal to submit. So what this will do is that when it's reading the code, it knows that this button is a submit button. And over here, we write the text that the submit button has to have. So submit data /button. And if I click test, submit data, then it'll submit the data. Now, there is one issue with this. Whenever we're working with these, apparently we have to reload the whole page. So Control A, Control C, so copy all your code. and just reload the page. Unfortunately, for some reason, there's no fix to this right now. We've made all of this. Obviously, if you want that to be if you want this button to be at the bottom, then you just put BR. Now, how do we make things required? When I say required, it's that you can't submit the data without filling out a certain spot. So, for example, you see how this is required here? How this is required as well? If I don't put these in, so I'll just say test. If I say this, see, all of these are required. That's why. The reason why we do this is so that we don't get random people just doing whatever they want. Plus, it helps us get key information that helps us contact you or maybe talk to you, right? So to make something required, inside, what you do, input type equals text. Just before placeholder, you're going to write required. So when this code is being read, it'll know that this part is required. So if I run the code, I click submit data. See? We have to fill out that field. We have to fill out the text, obviously. So this is important. Otherwise, that's it for now. What I want you to do is make your own little server that asks a simple question, maybe a comment section or something, or not comments, maybe instead some question where you ask for their reply, and then submit that to the same link that I showed before. And that link we're only using for an example because that link takes you to a thank you page. Otherwise, that'll be it for now, and you can also make your own little web page while you're at it. And that's about it. Thank you.